Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new and you haven't been here before. This is really nice to have so many new people joining us. If you're returning, having seen some videos of mine already and you're coming back to watch some more, thank you as well. This week we're going to be doing this look here, which is sort of like a recreation slash homage to a look that MakemeupMissa did quite a few weeks ago now. I will link her video wherever these things get linked, as well as in the description box. And I'm going to be telling you a story about how I got to be photographed by one of the country's top celebrity portrait photographers. So if you'd like to hear that story and you'd like to see how to get this look, then just please keep on watching. So the base is on, and as usual I'm using my KVD Vegan Beauty Lock-It foundation in the shade 42 Light. Various powders and things, but today I thought I would use a different blush, because normally I use the NYX one that we like, and today I'm using this Juvia's Place palette. Actually, if I put it here you might be able to see it, and as you can see it's got some beautiful colours in it, and I am using Jamata as a blush, which is this colour here. Fantastic Juvia's Place, really like them a lot. The black in here, which is called Shawata, is gorgeous. So Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. My lipstick today is the lovely Lime Crime Velveteens in the shade Blood Moon. Thank you, Harry. And for eyeliner I'm wearing my Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Piggy Bank. So that's all that out of the way, and what we're going to do is put on some eye base. Now I've recommended this to you before. It's the Revolution Ultimate Eye Base. Terrific stuff, absolutely terrific. And I'm just using a small brush. This is a Jessup 237 just to put this on. So stand by. There we go. And the first thing we're going to do is use the colour palette, and it is the Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette, but you don't have to have this palette, because now there is a W7 dupe which we have spoken about before on this channel, and it's very affordable, and as Missa has pointed out excuse me right, excuse me dying there for a second. What was I saying? Oh yes, you can get a dupe for this palette. You can use any colourful rainbow palette really, it doesn't really matter, as long as you've got the basic rainbow colours. So we're going to start off with a black, and what I found out when I was trying to do this look initially was that I was going up too high with the first colours, and the thing is, if you start going up too high, then you end up sort of up here somewhere before you know where you are. And as much as I do like going above where my eyebrows would be, it wasn't a good look, even for me. So we're going to start off with a little bit of black. I'm using a very tiny, it's a Revolution brush. It's an E101. It's very useful for things like this. a few people have asked me to mention brushes as I go along, so I will. And as you can see, it's a teeny tiny brush. Very, very useful. And I think this is the thing with hooded eyes. You watch all these people doing marvellous, grandiose looks, and most of the time it's because they've got marvellous, grandiose eyelids to put them on. So we hooded eye people need to just sort of dial it back a bit in order to make it look as fabulous as possible, which sounds very what's the word, nonsensical, but it works. So that's a flat one. We now get a little fluffy one and just start to blend the edges. And this one hasn't got a name, I'm afraid. It's just smallest fluffy is its name. And then we're going to go on to the dark purple next. This is so beautiful. I love this colour so much. It's a terrible stainer though. It does make your eyes very stained with red for a very long time. So if you're not prepared for that, possibly not the purple for you. But yeah, it is lovely. I'm hoping to receive a Juvia's Place Purples palette that I've bought from somebody. Hello Adele. Quite soon actually. So hopefully I'll be able to do more purple looks and not have to think about possibly buying a Jemima Starship Bloodlust palette, which really has got too many browns in it for my liking, but there we are. Sorry, just my phone. What was I going to tell you? Oh yes, those of you who follow me on Instagram may have seen a few pictures recently that I had taken by Mark Harrison. And Mark Harrison is a very well-known celebrity portrait photographer. I mean, he's got photographs in the National Portrait Gallery in London. And I thought, as I'm doing my makeup, I might as well tell you the story of how I got to be so unbelievably fortunate as to have my picture taken by him. We're just gonna do it as I go along, so if I forget where I am, you'll just have to let me off. I'm just going to put a bit more black there. Anyway, back a few months ago, you'll recall that my friend Josie Lloyd, the author, had written a book called The Cancer Ladies Running Club, and her publisher, I'm just going to get another fluffy brush and go for the magenta colour. Her publisher wanted some pictures of her for publicity for the book. So, being, you know, a big famous author, they organised for Mark Harrison to come down and take some pictures of her down by the seafront. And he was chatting away to her about, you know, the book and all the characters and, you know, that sort of thing. And she was telling him about how she based them on people that she knew as well as on herself, and she told him about the character that is loosely based around me, very loosely, I hasten to add. There's a character in the book who wears a lot of makeup and has a lot of tattoos and is an elder goth and runs, but apart from that, nothing like me. Anyway, so she said to him, "Oh, do you want to see some pictures?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay." And she showed him my Instagram feed, and he was like, "Okay then, do you think she'd want, some pictures with me?" And Joe, knowing me, of course, said, "I think she probably would love to have her picture taken by you." And so he got in touch with me and we organised it all, and that was going to be that, but then that was when I fell on my head the day before. Can you believe it? The day before I was supposed to have my pictures taken, I fell on my head. And you remember what happened there. Hideous scar. Couldn't put makeup on it for a while. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I thought, oh, well, that's the end of that then. But it wasn't. He was very sweet and said, accidents happen. Could happen to anybody, which was very generous because, couldn't happen to anybody. It could only happen to me. But that's another story. So he said, well, we'll rearrange. We'll adjourn until, you've got to a place where you're happy with putting makeup on and getting photographed and all this, that and the other thing. And in the end, it was a couple of, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago now, and he booked a studio just round the corner from my house. I brought along my friend, my lovely friend Charlotte Amelia. She is a makeup artist. I will put her details in the description box, as well as Mark's, obviously, because you may wish to go and have a look at her Instagram. She's just the most delightful person and so very kind and thoughtful, as well as being a fabulous makeup artist. And in the past I've modelled for her and helped her out with a couple of things, and so I felt I was lucky enough to ask her to come with me and help me, just in case, I needed a bit of maquillage assistance, which it turned out I did, and which she was brilliant at. So that was good. What happened was we spent from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon doing a session of photography, and it was unreal. It was so much fun. I'll put some pictures up to show you. Camera, turn the head that way a little bit. That's it. Now the eyes back to me from there. Fine. I've never had so much fun. It was brilliant. I went along with one look that I had done, one makeup look, and during the course of the day we changed it another 2 times after that, and so I ended up with 3 separate looks, 3 separate outfits, and Mark decided on the ones he wanted for his project. And his project, basically, he's trying to capture the essence, I suppose, of older people like myself who are still dressing, making up, belonging to the tribes that they did when they were younger. I mean, as you know, I count myself as an elder goth. Other people may not agree, but that's what I call myself, and that's what I identify as in the parlance of today. And yeah, so he thought he wanted to blend that idea with his wish to try out some styles and techniques of photography that he doesn't usually doesn't usually get to use with the people that he normally photographs and does portraits of. He does fantastic work, which you'll see if you look at his website. He's photographed pretty much everybody there is to photograph. Everyone from Kay Burley of Sky News, the actress Miriam Margolis, Pippa Middleton, Kate's sister, and David Attenborough. He's photographed David Attenborough. It's the most amazing picture. You've got to go onto his website and look at it. It's wonderful, wonderful David Attenborough holding a little lion cub. It's the most gorgeous picture. Yeah, so he wanted to try out all sorts of techniques and things with lighting and things with different cameras that he doesn't usually get to do. And so that's basically what we spent the day doing, taking different ideas, different lighting tricks and tips. He specially bought some I don't know what you call them actually. They're like they look like lightsabers basically, but you can hold them. And some of the pictures that he got from that, I mean, they just look like something out of Blade Runner. They're fantastic. Really, really cool. So that's that story, and he's still looking, I believe, for any other elder goths that might be interested. So if you go onto his Instagram, you can see a little bit more. He talks about the project and the sort of people that he's looking for, that sort of thing. Okay, so we're just going to have a look here, see how this is going on. I think it needs a bit more pink. Let's just see, that's too dark. I'm just looking for brushes that aren't too dirty. And let's go with this one again. Get a bit more pink and put it here. There we go, that's better. Yeah, so that's that story. I've just been wittering on really and not telling you very much about what I'm doing with these colours, but if you do want to follow along and you're not particularly worried about which colours are which, I mean, they're generally, you can see the magenta is the sort of dark pink, the pink lily is the light pink, and if you're not using the Stacey Marie, if you're using your own palette, then it doesn't really matter what they're called. Just going to put some orange here, because pink going into orange is such a nice, and you would think initially pink and orange, no, but it actually goes really nicely, I think. And that again is a Missa idea. I've treated myself to some new Jessup brushes, by the way. They weren't expensive in the least, otherwise I wouldn't have bought them. I did look at what they call getting some new Zoevas, but they're so expensive to buy a whole set. And these Jessups really are just exactly a dupe for the Zoevas, so there we go. Right, just want to make sure I've got this green right, because there's a lovely key lime green in here, and green and purple, we all know that goes together. Now I'm going to get some blue for the under eye area. So there's a blue in here called the Deep, so I'll just turn this mirror over again. So we're going to get that to go along here. I just want to say thank you so much, by the way, to all the new people who've been subscribing. Honestly, I can't tell you how much it means just to think that there's people who want to subscribe to my channel. It just makes me so happy. I'm taking the slightly lighter blue now, and let's get a little fluffy Jessup and just blend them along. And the Tahiti green, that's a little glittery as well, so I'm just going to put a little bit more of that there just to give it a bit of shimmer. Right, so I'm just going to cut my crease. Now, we did talk about this in my cut crease for hooded eyes video, which I will link, but it's just a case really of thinking where you would like it to be rather than where it actually is in real life. Right, so the next thing to do is the shimmers for the eyelid, and for the cut crease area of the eyelid, that is. And we're going to do two, well, it's three really, so light fading into dark. So I'm going to do the dark one first, which is Amethyst, which is there, and that's sort of like an ordinary, just a glossy shimmer, just to get the colour down there. And this is an MSQ brush, which hasn't got a number. MSQ, again, a cheap Amazon brand of brush. Then the next one is Blue Moon, which is like a more glittery shimmer. And again, how you do this is up to you, but I tend to layer it on with a spade, but then that's just me. So that's those two, and then the final one we're going to go with is a mixture of pearl and rose pink and starlight. So if I just start with rose pink, it's got a little bit too much gold in it for my general liking, but it's a good base. And then go in with starlight, more of a sort of purpley pinky rather than a gold pinky colour. And there you have it, really. That's the colours. I think I will just put some eyeliner on, and then we'll know it's me, if you know what I mean. So I have got, where is it? Here it is, Essence Liquid Ink, great eyeliner. And we'll put some eyeliner on, just to make it me. So we could stop there with the eyeliner, but This is slightly uneven, so we'll just go in there like that. And in order to confuse people and take their mind off the unevenness of it all, we're going to put in the extra lines that I've started to do recently and I really quite enjoy. So put one there and one there. Well, here's the finished look. I hope you like it. Basically, it's an homage to Missa's rainbow look. Clearly, it's not as complicated or as gorgeous as hers, but it's my little stab at it. Eagle-eyed viewers will spot that I've put a line of glitter along the cut crease edge, and it's the Metal Flash by W7 in the shade something I can't read, which is the one which is slightly gold, but it's got a bit of a green reflect, which I thought would be nice along the edge of the green. And I've also taken my Bose Beauty water activated liner and added some more lines, and of course the obligatory nose stripe as well. Lashes are also Bose Beauty lashes in the style All Eyes on Me, and they are fabulous. So I do hope that you've enjoyed watching this video and listening to the story about how I got photographed by Mark Harrison. He's a lovely, lovely man, he really is, and we got on like a house on fire. He's so professional and yet so easy to talk to, and he he gives sensible direction. So you might think it's just easy to have your picture taken because you just sit there and have your picture taken, but you have to sort of like help, and he says do this, do that, move this way, move that way, think about this, think about that, because if you are thinking about different things, it does show in your face when you're being photographed. Anywho, thanks very much. As I say, if you enjoyed this video, please, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, because it would be lovely to know that a few more people are going to be touched by my magic, as it were. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. In fact, if you just I'm going to start saying if you watched the video, please give it a thumbs up. Because whether you liked it or not, it would be lovely to have some thumbs up, because it helps with the old YouTube machinations in the background, something to do with cogs and wheels and analytical animals or something, I don't know. So thank you everybody, I will see you soon. Please take care of yourselves as well as the ones you love. Please look after your little part of the planet, and whatever happens, stay strange. Bye for now.